exactly. And I think one of the biggest things that keeps addictions going is shame. It's the shame and the secrecy. And so one of the biggest things I did was I started talking about it. I was like, oh, I watch pornography and I don't want to, I struggle with pornography, or, you know, why is pornography even bad? And having that conversation with people and feeling like I wasn't judged, I didn't need to feel ashamed. And I think why that helped me was in times when I fell, or in times when I went back to watching pornography, I didn't feel so ashamed of myself. Because shame is a really bad motivator, I'm learning. Like, shame really doesn't help us to change much, it just helps us to hide things better.
Mm.
Right. And so for me, I didn't want to lie to myself anymore. I
Yeah.
didn't want to hide from people anymore. And I didn't want to feel ashamed of myself. I wanted to do this because I loved God. I loved myself. And that meant that every time maybe I made a mistake or I slipped up or I went back to old habits, I didn't see myself as a bad person who was incapable of changing. I saw myself as someone who had a big struggle with something that was really hard to quit.
Mm.
Like, yes, we can go cold turkey, but there's also a degree of healing that needs to come, because the reason why I ran to pornography was because of childhood trauma. And so now we need to nurture the pain. Now we need to actually go to that wound that was there. All of these different things. Oftentimes, this addiction is a band aid. But actually, once you start taking that band aid off and you're like, no, we're not wearing this band aid anymore, you have to deal with the wound.
Yeah.
You have to deal with the wound, or you're just always going to go back to the band aid. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you have a struggle, and struggles can actually be overcome, but they don't have to be overcome with shame.